Okay guys, we're down on Belmont Street. It's behind the Islamic Center of Washington, D.C. Right over there is the Secret Service guards for Barack Obama's house. He lives down that street. They don't let cars go down that street unless you have an appointment or if you live there. But just around the corner here, we have a homeless encampment that is getting cleared out by the police. And this was a pretty elaborate one. These guys had built like a lean-to out of, when you hear the trucks, built a lean-to out of like fallen trees and everything. Looked kind of like some sort of cabin or something. So let's go take a look here as they clean up this mess. Park Police has jurisdiction over this. Is technically Rock Creek Park, so Park Police is here, but DC Police is probably helping out. Whew. This was an elaborate camp.
No problem, thank you.
That was a massive structure. That started as a tent about 6 months ago, and then he started putting logs on it and street signs and parking barriers, and it was pretty, well, you can see the bulldozer, or whatever they call that, the mini excavator, is having a hard time ripping that thing apart. Anyway, we got a fire call on the other side of town. I don't think we're going to make it, but we're going to try. We also want to catch the Vice President coming to the White House for her big talk with Biden today. And if we get credentialed, we'll go inside. There's a Medal of Honor ceremony today. Those are always kind of interesting. And, well, let's just see what else is going on in the city. So as I mentioned, Barack Obama lives back down there, is Washington House. This house right here, though, this red brick one, this is the Russian Defense Attaché's office. This is basically the KGB, the GRU, FSB. And then right up there, that White House on the corner, that's where Ivanka Trump lived. Pretty crazy neighborhood. All right, I'm in a traffic jam, a motorcade traffic jam, meaning I missed the Vice President. She just arrived at the White House. I'm 10 cars away. Not going to get the photo of her that I wanted, that they wanted. They wanted a picture of Vice President arrives for meetings with the President, but we don't always get those photos. That's life. All right, on to something else. Okay, guys, it's about 2 o'clock, and we just got a notice that we are cleared to go to the White House for an event at 4, but we have to preset. We have to preset in 27 minutes. So we gotta run to the White House. I just got the notification 5 minutes ago. Grr. Anyway, let's get down there and let's get our ladder set up for this event. Side, it's about 2:30, and she's given a press briefing. It's pretty contentious, I think. Marine is out here. I was told they're grilling down here for tomorrow's barbecue. Let's go down and see if we can get a burger or something. But first, let's get our ladder out, because we've got to preset this. And it's buried. Of course it's buried. I haven't used it in like 2 weeks. Say what? Well, the grills are hot, but I don't see any like burgers cooking. I see the smoke coming up. Whew. I'm sure. Yeah. It smells like hamburgers down here too.
Actually, I was going to get a burger for lunch because I smell it so good. But maybe it's for the zebra. But
No.
McDonald's has a...
Yeah, McDonald's isn't quite the same smell.
No. But they're close to there. They know the problem.
It's closer.
17th century.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Audio test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And, well, we got like a half hour at least before we need to gather. Some of you asked me to come back and show you what's left on this statue as far as graffiti. You can still see it. It's still in here. Someone told me this is limestone. I think it's limestone. And as a result, it's very porous. Yeah. So you can see some graffiti has still written on here. And this is what they were trying to remove yesterday. They told me that the new inks and pens, it really damage these sculptures. So they have stuff that can clean it, but they worry it might damage the pedestal. So maybe they'll just have to let nature take its course and fade it out. All right, you know what? Let's go to McDonald's or something. There's one nearby. Or we can get something else. Maybe get a sandwich today. Okay, we skipped on McDonald's. Yeah, we just got a bottle of water. We got to make our way back into the White House. We got about 15-20 minutes before we need to show up, and then they'll always be 20 minutes late. That's a private club over there. I thought it was the Cosmo Club, and then I thought it was the University Club and the Metropolitan Club. I think it might be the Metropolitan Club. I don't know. They're a club that they won't have me as a member, so why do I need to know which one it is? The building on my right is the NEOB, the new Executive Office Building. It's where a lot of the Secret Service are based and the national security team for the president. It also has a Dunkin' Donuts in the basement, but I've never been to it. I've just been told that it exists down here, which is pretty cool. Next up is Stephen Decatur's house, which is at the end here, and then his carriage house is where the White House Historical Society or Association has their gift shop. And that's right here. This is where you come to get the White House Christmas ornaments and lots of other presidential memorabilia. In fact, I think we'll see the ornament in the window up here, the new one. Next year, no, next one. It's going to be for Jimmy Carter. Oh, they took it out of the window. Oh well, it's inside. They have the White House Christmas ornament. Tribute to Jimmy Carter next year. And then, oh, there's the big picture of it. I knew it was somewhere. Yeah, that's the White House Christmas ornament for next year. And then there's the marker for Stephen Decatur, who died here March 22nd, 1820, from wounds received in a duel. It was a different age back then. All right, let's go down Jackson Place. All these buildings are owned by the government now, thanks in part to Jackie Kennedy, who pushed very hard for them to be saved. Which one is it? 744? No. 74. I think it's 736. This is where Teddy Roosevelt lived when they were renovating the White House during his term. So him and his family spent a few months here. I guess this technically was a White House. And now they all connect on the back, and there's like a conference center that you can be accessed through the door. There's lots of little small government agencies, Council on Environmental Quality, Carnegie Scholars, no, the Wilson, I don't know whether, Carnegie Institute for Peace or something. Yeah, so there's little plaques on these doors. This white one here, this is the presidential townhouse used by former presidents. Whenever they visit the Washington, they can stay there. Harry Truman Scholarship Foundation. That's the one that's based right there. And then the next one down here is Trowbridge House, which is now the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, is based in there. Okay, still pretty quiet. We've got 10 minutes to get back inside the White House security checks. Gives us enough time to dry off a little bit from the heat. Air conditioning is quite nice in there. Let's go through security. We're in. And they got a candy jar in there. I'll read that. Secret Service candy.
Please bow with me as we mark this occasion for the invocation. and Philip G. Shadrach. Help us to hold fast the principles they so bravely defended, and help us to hold high the light of liberty they fought to preserve. As we honor...
1 year into the Civil War to abolish slavery, fighting raged across the states. Fate of the nation hung in the balance. President Abraham Lincoln created an award honored. Along the train journey, they would destroy enemy bridges, railroad tracks, telegraph lines, disrupting communications and vital supply lines, sabotaging the railroad that the Confederate Army used to move troops. All of that would make the Union capture Chattanooga much more likely. That would cut off the Confederate Army from both. Remember the nation that George and Philip fought for and died for, the United States of America. That's who we are. That's who we are. The United States of America is nothing beyond our capacity in the United States as we work together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops. For that, it's my honor to ask the military to read the citations. Thank you.
Accepting on behalf of his great-great-uncle, Private Philip Shadrach, and Teresa Chandler, accepting on behalf of her great-great-grandfather, Private George Wilson.
That's narrow.
Not much from that.
No, no. Okay, guys, sorry for the late evening. It was a lot of running around. As you saw, the vice president came back for a meeting with the Democratic governors. I didn't stick around to photograph him because it was really hot. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. We've got events at the White House. We've got events in the city. I'm probably going to go on a little vacation in the morning, so you may see me, you may not. I haven't quite decided. Anyway, happy 4th of July. If I don't see you, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.